Hey guys, welcome to the last video for Introduction to GIS and Cartography. We are doing Lab 12 today, which is basically map algebra. Another powerful toolbox in ArcGIS Pro that has raster calculator. And if you guys remember, we did a lot of raster calculator back in Lab 11. So today we are interested in just identifying the best potential locations for a pineapple farm in Hawaii. And I think it's pretty cool. Once again, like after you graduate, become a GIS analyst, you will be dealing with a lot of projects like this, and where you just have to work with a lot of Boolean values and whatnot. So let's go ahead, open up a new project, and let's add in all of our data. So it might take a while or not. Okay, there you go. So this is Hawaii, and we have all sorts of the dew point, elevation, precip, solar radiation, and temperature too. That's going to help us determine which locations are going to be best for our pineapple farm. So let's go ahead. The first thing we're going to do is we have to convert our precip data to from millimeters to inches using the raster calculator. So I'm just gonna copy this formula, or just this value, and I'm gonna go ahead, open up raster calculator. I'm gonna do the image analyst tool. I'm gonna double click on precipitation. Just have this inside a parenthesis. Oops. And let's do a multiplication. And let's type in the value. So I think that's it. I'm gonna name this precipitation inches. I'm gonna hit run. And it looks different because we've got new values, so we can get rid of our old precipitation, which is in millimeters. Let's remove that. We have our precip in inches. I'm gonna save my work. Next, we will be calculating our average relative humidity. So for that, we have to make sure that our daily temperature is correct. That is, we have to make sure that it's in Celsius, which is redundant because I just checked and it is in Celsius. So we're just gonna directly go to raster calculator and do this. Okay, so I do raster calculator again. So I'm gonna open up my parenthesis, have team min and maximum temperature. Oops. We can divide it by 2. I'm just gonna name this temperature mean. Hit run. And there you go. So for relative humidity, we're gonna follow this formula. So I'm gonna bring up my, so it's gonna be 100 point. Open up my parenthesis. Have my dew point there. I think I should add this here. I think I should also move this to here. And what next? Temperature. I think that will be our mean temperature. So 5 into temperature mean. Okay, so here you go. So this is going to be our humidity. Let's hit run. Let's make sure that this doesn't crash. Okay, great. So we have our relative humidity up here too. And now we want to calculate slope using the elevation data. Okay, so we don't have slope here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to geoprocessing, let's do raster calculator and do elevation. Okay. Okay, we need to calculate the slope using the elevation data included in the geodatabase. So I don't know what they actually want us to do. Does it have to be? Oh, okay. Okay, so it seems that this is not what we're supposed to do now. So I'm just gonna go back and we're gonna do reclassification. So let's see. Oops, that's not how you do it. We're gonna go to tools. Let's go to our toolboxes. Do spatial analyst. Go down to surface, and let's do slope. Our input raster is going to be elevation, and we're just going to name the slope. Everything else, just keep it as it is. So let's hit run. I got a warning, but it's okay. Yep. All right, so this is our slope. Now we're just going to do reclassification. So we're going to reclassify our rasters as so-and-so, and this should be pretty easy because we just did this in our last lab. So let's do reclassify. Okay, so let's start with slope. We want to have slope so-and-so, so I'm just going to go with 3. There you go. So we want our slope to be greater than 2 but less than 15. So let's make sure that happens. Oops. Okay, no. All right, so I'm just gonna do 2 to 15, and this is gonna be 1, and everything from 15.0001 to, let's just say like 100. It's going to be 0, 0 to 1.999 is going to be 0 as well. Let's just double check. Okay. I'm going to give this a name like best slope. So I'm going to hit run now. Great. Next, we want to do solar radiation, which is greater than 200. Okay, so solar radiation, I think I just want 2 classes for this. So we're gonna go 199.999. It's gonna be 0, and everything from here is gonna be 1. So let's hit run. Awesome. Make sure you're saving your work. So now we want our average precip between 20 to 100 inches. So it's 20 to 100. We're going to do 3 classes for this. So precip in inches. Let's do 3 classes. Okay. So you want to make sure this is between 20 to 100. The middle value 1, 0, 0. So everything up to 19.999 is going to be 0, and everything up and beyond from 100 is going to be, let's do best precip. Oops. All right, there you go. Let's hit run. Wonderful. Moving forward. Yeah, let's check. Okay, we can just rename this to best solar radiation. So I'm just gonna do solar rad. Okay, elevation between 200 to 2000. So elevation, 3 classes. So that's 200 to 2000. Thousand is going to be 1. Everything else is going to be 0. So let's do 199.9999. Let's do best elevation. Run. Great, and last but not the least, we're going to do relative humidity is greater than 80. So humidity, let's do 2 classes. We want everything. This is going to be 1. 79.999. Let's double check that. Yep. give it a name. Best humidity. This is 0. Let's hit run. Wonderful. So as you can see, we've reclassified all of our rasters here, which is great. So using all of these rasters, we need to create like a raster for the location, which has a score from 0 to 5. 0 being the least feasible for having a pineapple farm, and 5 being the most suitable for starting a pineapple farm. So let's go ahead and add it. So we're gonna do raster calculator, and we're gonna do best humidity plus best elevation plus best precip plus best solar radiation plus best slope. And I'm gonna name this as best location. Hit run. And wonderful. So we have score from 1 to 5. Oh, we were supposed to have 0 to 5. I wonder why that didn't happen, but well, it's 1 to 5. Maybe the scores were not 0. So this is looking good. Don't stress much about not having 0 here. So let's get rid of all of these. Just gonna uncheck everything. And so I'm gonna bring this up here. We have a layer that says government ownership. And the instruction says that there's another condition that must be met. That means that the land the farm will be situated on must be privately owned, and it should not be on any state or federal government land. So the way we can do that is we're going to change the government ownership is equal to 0. So we're going to do raster calculator again. So raster calculator, let's do government ownership and find our logical operator here is equal to 0. So I'm gonna do best area now. Hit run. So there you go. Okay. So okay, let's see if I did that right. Rasters. Step 7, the growers. Let me pause this for a while.